Where do we begin? I guess we're gonna start with the reunion. I'm actually glad I was late because now I can look at this reunion with a very different eye. A wandering eye, like Fallon's ex-husband's, Portia's current fiance. I wonder what Kenya Moore is thinking right now, other than wondering where her own husband is. But you know, she doesn't have time to focus on that failed relationship. I'm sure she's much too invested in Portia's business. Ooh, this is a red table episode. Oh yeah. Portia, I'm gonna need you to go on and get with Jada on the table. I mean, that's how you finish a reunion. This is a bomb drop. So we open with Bolo Court, and honestly, we ain't talking about him no more. I'm impressed. Portia has finally moved the plot line along, and Kenya, Portia outsmarted you. You were worried about her and Bolo. It was Simon that you should have been looking at. She gave you a red herring, threw you off her scent. It's just so funny to see all her efforts about Bolo Court. Meanwhile, she was having a whole affair right under your nose. If Kenya had a whiff of that, oh, imagine what she would have done. I gotta clap it up for Portia keeping that crap under wraps until she got the engagement. And you know, it's not like when Mark got engaged to Kenya and everything was, you know, keep it on the hush. They're on page 6 loud and proud. They're gonna cohabitate, unlike Kenya and Mark, who never even lived together or in the same state. I guess Portia beat you again. I just can't even look at Portia the same. Really, Marlo's screaming about drinking every day? You think that's the look? You know her John Amos self, I drink every day, and I still know what's going on. Well, I guess you would. Is that what gives you that John Amos quality, the Hennessy? So Kenya gonna say, whether the cameras were up or down, we're still at work. This is why you don't have a village. Candy's like, don't bring Kenya to my doorstep. She might listen to me, but I can't control her dumb butt. But I think Candy was smart to not really add any fuel to the fire. But Kenya was running off with it anyway, and then Tanya's stupid self had to say, oh, I spent the night in the room with this one. And everybody's like, why are you telling your business? We know your peaches got cobbled. Oh, when they replayed Cynthia talking about, and Shamia was waiting in the wing. Lesbonics. I now see Portia's secret smile because she's got a whole affair going on this whole reunion and nobody said anything. I can't believe it. How did you keep it from Kenya? That's what I want to know. So now Marlo's trying to get into it with Candy because she's like, well, you know, Candy, you told me what happened the next morning and what you heard, but then you're not going to say it on camera. Why? Because she doesn't put business in the street and you need to for a plot line? Child, y'all giving Portia too much. The whole reason we've got this dungeon set is because Portia lied. No, it's because the whole season was about the dungeon, apparently, which was pretty trifling. They would have had the dungeon theme regardless of Portia getting her peaches cobbled or not. But now she's like, oh, I'm the reason for the set? Well, I guess I am that woman, that girl. Portia did a whole victory lap. A whole victory lap around the reunion stage. And still is keeping that secret. Oh, Portia said every man you've ever brought around was a lie. Now that's a read and a fact. I'm a grown single woman, then you should admit you slept with Bolo. Why do you care so much, Kenya? Will Mark sleep with you? That's what you should be concerned with. Because Portia's out here stealing husbands. Oh my God, the way Portia said, I saw it in the news that you were a prostitute. I've never seen that, but Portia was very convincing. Oh, you're totally trying to shame Portia for having sex with Bolo, Kenya. I only wish you were this obsessed with your husband. Child, that man don't want her. Now, you see, Portia, you know what it's like to have men actually want you. You're not owning it, Kenya. Why does she need to own it? Kenya, you're just mad. Why do you care so? I'm confused. Why you care about her cooch so much. So now we're finding out who leaked the story to the blogs. And it was Kenya. Marlo, nobody was asking why are you and Portia not talking because nobody even noticed. You and Portia weren't even that cool. You're just making this about yourself to try and have a peach. This is a peach grab. So now Marlo and Kenya are cool. Marlo is using Kenya as the new Nene so she can stay on the show. And Kenya will use Marlo because nobody wants to film with Kenya because she's unpleasant and soon unmarried. Marlo doesn't trust Kenya 100%, and I wouldn't either because she rents men and she rents friends. Oh God, now Marlo wants Portia to be honest about her and Bolo. Why y'all care too much about this woman's gooch? I don't know why you need her to confess so bad. It doesn't matter, it tinkers damn. You didn't get the dick. Is Portia lying or is she just not telling you her business? Oh God, now Marlo says Portia's always looked up to her and been a fan? Of what? Thievery? Boosting? I mean, I will say, I guess she likes them old too, so you might have that in common. How you gonna say you were sitting there before Portia as a friend of the show and you're still a friend of the show? Portia had ended her marriage to a sissy and gotten a whole peach and you still out here trying to get your cobbler on. Not the big horse teeth.
Marlo was really reading her with those big horse teeth.
But you're still John Amos. Oh Lord, now we've got the prophet situation. These issues are really arising from people minding someone else's pussy. Kenya, why would I give anything to Page Six? They've said the craziest stuff about me. Well, it's always been true. I mean, the only thing they said was you rented Walter, you rented Matt, and now you've rented Mark. These things are facts, and these men are not with you. I didn't leak it to Page Six, so who did you leak it to? Portia and Tanya are still bosom buddies. But she said, no, I'm not coming on the show to talk about my peaches getting cobbled and let Kenya embarrass me. Kenya, you gonna say you don't see Portia's actions as loyalty? Well, you wouldn't understand loyalty because no one's been loyal to you. Kenya, you so quick to check Andy, her life partner, not her husband. Well, you have a husband in name only. The ring didn't mean a thing. Here come Kenya. If I were Tanya and I had a life partner in this situation, Drew has a great point. Why are you talking on Tanya? She ain't here. Move on. Let's talk about Mark and cohabitation. Oh, that's right. You can't have that conversation because you don't cohabitate. So Candy wouldn't have told Marlo everything that happened in the dungeon if she had known that her and Portia weren't cool. Drew is friends with LeBron James. Well, let's hope you could bring him on the show because you're not interesting enough by yourself. Now we've got Drew versus Toya. And the whole time, Portia was stealing Fallon's husband. If you're on a spiritual journey, the first thing is to tell the truth. Why do you feel you're owed the truth, Drew? He's your pastor. That's not your penis. Or your prophet, I'm sorry. They replayed that little boombox cassette tape Drew had. I didn't hear any damning evidence of them being in a relationship. He just said she was an awesome person. Now, I don't think she's an awesome person, but it didn't seem like it was love. Andy asked a great question. If something happened with LaToya and the prophet, how does it affect you? It shouldn't. It doesn't. But she doesn't have anything better to do. I mean, she could be chasing her husband all through Tampa. But oh no, not her. She's going to mind Toya's twat. Oh God, we gotta say a word of prayer before we talk about this, Drew. Why does the truth need to come out? It's not your business! Half of them prophets really canceled because there was negative energy around the baby blessing. Aren't they supposed to be the prophets and cleanse the energy so they just gonna run? Well, those was some punk-ass prophets. I wouldn't want them blessing shit. I don't want a prophet that's gonna turn and run from a baby blessing. They can't bring no sage. I mean, isn't that the whole point? Like, you're gonna come and do the blessing to get rid of the negative energy, but y'all gonna run, so you had prophets canceling. I'd be more concerned about your energy than that baby's. Oh my God. Andy said this has caused a ripple in the prophet community. Oh my God, the holy drip. I never liked drip. That always reminds me of chlamydia. Oh God, now these are spiritual receipts. Candy was right, you didn't have the tape queued up to where you needed it, but he said we weren't going to have a relationship because she's married. So what relationship did they have if he said on the tape, oh, we didn't have a relationship, I liked her, but I can't be with her because she's married? So, and again, if he said that, then why is this causing a ripple in the prophet community? It's causing a ripple in your lies. In your poorly placed lies, Drew. That's the ripple. Okay, so now it's Google Prophet Lot and he's a false prophet. Then why do you care? Why would you care about a false prophet leaving your life so that way you could get a real prophet in there and get the baby blessing that the baby needs, because that baby's gonna need some blessing with a dummy like you for a parent. There's a such thing as false prophet. Maybe you need to stay away from the prophets and the baby blessings and all that until you can discern what's real and what's Memorex, since you want to run around with cassette tapes from the 1980s. Oh my goodness, I can't bless my baby because Toya had a relationship. Do you realize how you sound? And now we're talking about Wingate and everybody wants their $1,000 from her butt. Oh God, Drew, you keep saying $1,000 bundles, $1,000 bullshit. They are really mad at Drew. That was a gag gif, all right, they gagged. Well, it's bundles, you can color it dark. The bundles are trash. That's a Gabrice wig. It looked like coochie hair. Nobody wants that shit. It wasn't $1,000 when it was new. I would say $200 at best. Toya wants to build a relationship with Drew for what? You're not coming back on the show. Oh Lord, so now we're recapping all the fights that Portia and Kenya had. They don't like each other. Can we just move on? Bye, Ashy! These were some good fights. Oh goodness, now Portia and Candy were laughing at my relationship and how I behave with Mark because you take your butt off your shoulders when you're around Mark. It's amazing to see. So Portia said, I just decided not to pursue the friendship with Kenya because I saw Kenya put her butt on her shoulders again. And it's been toxic since day one, so why would Portia need Kenya's friendship? And Kenya can't be friends with Portia because Kenya is jealous. There's not much to be jealous of. I mean, Portia went from a sissy to now a husband stealer. But at least her men mess with her. Oh, you were passive-aggressive, Portia, and you didn't defend my situation with my child. She doesn't have to. Y'all aren't cool like that. You've never been cool like that, and you'll never be cool like that, so she doesn't owe you anything. Kenya, why are you saying Drew is lying? You were very mean to her. And you didn't give her a chance. I mean, those pet wigs didn't deserve a chance, but you could have given the girl underneath the pet wig a chance. Portia, why are you yelling at Marla? We don't have a question for you, although she is a friend of the show that could shut up. But I mean, we've been bored for an hour, so why not let the heifer ask a question?
What do you want to know, Marlo?
Shamia's her own person. It's not cool to call her a lapdog, but you are, heifer. You are. You do Portia's dirty work like Don Juan does Candy's. Oh, Portia told Marlo, go back to jail. You don't know how to act yet. Oh, now Portia needs security because I'm very afraid of you. What is this is piss poor editing. What's going on between these two? Okay, so we're living best lives for children, blah, blah, blah. That was the season. A sorry season where everyone was minding someone else's pussy. Kenya, I really hope you get yourself some business. Portia, well, we'll get to you on the Allegedly show because you're out here stealing whole husbands. Fallon was running after Toya when she should have been fucking you up.